Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today?
Hello.
Hey, I love the energy. Let's go. Welcome to the 2022 Cooking for the Holidays stage. This is the first lineup, the first chef of the day. I love kicking it off with Chef Jacob. Big shout out to our sponsors, Renewal Remodels and Additions. They provided the beautiful kitchen you see before you here, as well as Bates Technical College, which you see all around. They're going to get all the juicy close-up shots that you will see on this screen here, so keep an eye out for that. With all that said, let's give a warm welcome to Chef Jacob Howell, guys.
Yeah, morning.
Hey.
Thank you guys for coming. Alrighty. Well, this is day 2 for me. I feel like I would go with a little something more hearty, more for the season. So we're going to do some classic chili and cornbread. So my choice of meat today, I wanted to do some alligator for you guys, but there's production issues and stuff like that. So we got a pork and beef chili coming your way with a classic buttermilk cornbread. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do cornbread. One here in a cast iron, and we're going to make a waffle out of it. So it's 2 ways if you're in a pinch for dinner and time, things like that. So we'll get started with the cornbread. So here I have just flour, cornmeal, classic double O flour, salt, sugar, baking powder, baking soda. So what we're going to add is buttermilk. Buttermilk is very essential to cornbread. It keeps it moist. It gives a little bit of tang. And also just, it's just better rather than using cream. It won't dry out as fast. So I'm going to add about 2 cups here. So I've got about maybe 1 cup of flour, 3/4 cups of cornmeal. So I double that. So figured it'd be a good crowd of you, so I'll make sure I make enough. Just going to add my buttermilk here. Alrighty.
And if anyone has questions throughout, just give me a little hands up.
Keep me
I will
busy.
come to you with the microphone so that we can all hear you. And Chef loves questions.
I do. All right, so I'm just going to get my cornbread started here, and then we'll get into the good stuff with the chili. Just cracking my eggs. All righty. You can also use honey for a sweetener, a natural sweetener. I chose to use white sugar. Either way, you want a good amount of sugar in your cornbread if you're looking for that nice dark brown golden deadness you have there. Give this nice, good little mix. Forgot my whisk, so bear with me. We're going to stir it up nice and proper here. Yeah, so anything I'm looking for cornbread, I want a nice golden crust, lots of butter, honey, sugar. That way I can load it up with more butter and more honey. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of butter on the Cooking for the Holidays stage.
Yeah. Especially in my cooking, butter is my main ingredient for everything. So that you want a nice smooth consistency with your cornbread. You don't want it too thick. If it seizes up, don't be afraid to add a little oil, a little milk, or buttermilk, depending on what liquid you're using. So my cornbread's you want it to be nice and runny. And that's like perfect to where you want it. Normally I would line my pan with, butter. In this case, I'm just going to use a non-stick baking spray. You can use any classic kind of Pam or what have you. This is just so I can pull a nice piece of cornbread out for you guys. Alrighty. So cornbread normally takes between, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. I've got this oven up here to 365. Alrighty. And that should give it a nice kind of golden brown crust here. I put this here for the camera so you can see what that looks like before it goes in.
Thank you, Chef.
You kind of want to pat it down, get those air pockets out of there so your cornbread's nice and even. You get a clean cut. Alrighty, let's get some cooking here. So I've got my cast iron here. Normally these Dutch ovens don't really produce a lot of heat to sear, so that's why I'm using this cast iron here. So I'm doing this just to caramelize my meat so I have some texture within my chili. And so I have equal parts here of ground pork, ground beef, and also some lardon. So I'm also going to cook the lardon in here, and I'm going to use that bacon fat to cook down my vegetables. So this is just you can use regular bacon, smoked bacon. This is the bacon that we use in Rama. It's smoked lardon. It goes on our mussels toast. We put it on our brunch items. I have it for lunch a lot. It's bacon. It's universal. So
Chef, we have a question here.
Yeah, bring it on.
Going back to the cornbread, if you're putting ingredient extras in, like blueberries or corn kernels, would you make any changes?
You said blueberries?
Yeah, blueberries.
Normally, I wouldn't use blueberries in a classic cornbread, but if you're making corn muffins, you can have blueberries, marronberries. I've seen raspberries, strawberries. It's one of those dishes you can really infuse it and make your own.
Corn kernels. So would you make any
cream
changes?
of corn. Yeah, I've seen people use cream of corn, and it keeps the cornbread juicy. I like it, not so often, but it is a good addition to it. All right, so I've got some ground pork going here in this hot cast iron pan. Then I've got some ground beef as well. We'll just get that a nice sear. Cook that up, and then I'll dump it here in my stew. Alrighty.
And we're already getting the nice sizzle noises and aromas out
it's not
here.
sizzling, the pan's not hot enough. You want it to be sizzling. So I'm going to get my cornbread in here so we can have it done in time. I got this oven preheated to about 365, like I said. I'm just going to cook this. You can turn this bacon up. You want it to crisp up. You want that bacon to render down. You don't want any soggy meat in this chili. You want nice texture and flavor throughout the dish. So I added a little salt and pepper here, and I always season to start. A little salt and pepper goes a long way when you're layering these dishes up. And I'm also going to season my pork and beef mixture here with a little salt and pepper. A little bit of dried oregano. And a little bit of cumin. Alrighty. I really don't use measurements when I'm cooking, so I'll say a pinch here, pinch here. If I say a pinch, it means a teaspoon. If I say just a little bit, that means a tablespoon.
Love that. Very scientific chef terms there.
I'll smell the spatula here. Let's see. Oh, it's in my cornbread. Alrighty. Bear with me.
Living that test kitchen life right now.
Yeah. How are we doing today? How's everybody doing? Oh, that's weak. I said, how is everybody doing?
When it's like,
All right. Cool. So, yeah, this is very, key stage in this chili here. You can make this, for football games, holiday parties. You want to impress the in-laws. Switch out the meat any type of way you want to. You can use chicken, turkey. You can make this vegetarian and just add more veggies.
Who wants that?
Yeah,
Let's
no
not get
question.
crazy.
Wow, Manny. Everybody, this is Manny. He's our bartender out in Rama.
Hey, Manny.
Hi, my name is Manny, and I have a question for the gentleman up on stage.
Yes.
Do you cook often at home?
I try to. It's tough being a chef. I'm coming home and wanting to cook, but when the time permits, I try to cook a little bit. Trying to teach the wife to cook a little bit so she can help me out. But here and there, it's mostly pizza, Hot Pockets, leftovers from work,
Chef, when you do cook, what are you listening to and what are you drinking?
Oh, man.
Good question.
Very good question. What am I drinking? Whiskey.
There we
go. I am a whiskey guy. It's either whiskey or I'm still in the wife's champagne or her wine. If I'm listening to music, that's a good one. Depends on the mood. If it's Sunday, it's definitely old school 90s R&B or like Motown at Spotify gets me right.
Love it.
So, yeah, food for the soul, music for the soul. All right. So we're going to let this just sear up nice. You want to stir this lard on. You want to make sure it's cooking evenly and it's like crisping up. And you're going to start to see this like caramelization down here. You'll see this stuff at the bottom. That's called the fond, and that's all good flavor, all good bits that you're going to want to get. We'll get to that part in a little bit. But when you start seeing that, you know your pan's hot and you're on the right track. All right.
Thing of beauty there. We see it sizzling and crisping.
Yeah. I've also got some palm oil. So what's new in this chili, I decided to go a little bit of African influence, which I do with a lot of my cooking. Palm oil is used throughout African cooking. Jollof, red. I did red last year. It's a black-eyed peas stew. It's a tree that's native to Africa, but was, picked up, through Asia and Europe and things like that over like slavery. It's a very unique tree. It can be oversourced, so it's our duty to kind of like, minimize our use, but it's super flavorful. It has a nice red hue to anything you're cooking with. Has a little bit of heat, but also gives that like, I call it African umami when I use ingredients, when I do stuff like that. All right.
And
I got
Chef,
this.
I have to ask, when you're not here at Cooking for the Holidays, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me in Rama in downtown Tacoma. Yeah.
We have
yeah.
some fans. I like it. I like it.
If you haven't been, in Rama, our cuisine is focused on Italian pastas and Spanish tapas. So right now we have about 4 rotating pastas, and then we have several rotating tapas. I get bored a lot with food, so I try to switch up the menu, keep it seasonal, but also keep it fresh. We're working on, vegan options, vegetarian, gluten-free, things like that, so we can all dine together rather than, not having much options. So that's in the works, but yeah, I'm down there Tuesday through Saturday. We're open. You'll most likely see me in the dining room talking to customers, checking the food, being nosy. So don't be afraid to say hi, ask a question. I'm always here to talk. All right. So this bacon is crisping up real nice. I wish you could smell it. Get a smellometer up here. You guys remember Smell-O-Vision? Get the little red and blue glasses and use the scratch and sniff. Oh, man. Good times, good times.
Good times, good times. Nostalgia.
All right, so I got some nice color on this meat here. Just gonna flip it, give it a chunk. You can leave it chunky. I like big, hearty bits in my chili when I'm cooking and I'm eating. Nobody wants like small, dog food. You want like some big chunks, some grown people bites. All right. So with this bacon fat and this lardon, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add. This is equal parts celery, so about half a stalk, and 1 yellow onion. So I'm gonna get that in there and sauteing down real nice. I'm gonna use that bacon fat to really sweat those vegetables. That salt that we added earlier will help sweat those vegetables so they caramelize rather than burn. Also, too, this is also a holy trinity for like southern cooking, Creole cooking. So I have the celery, the onion, and then the red peppers, which you'll see here shortly. These are actually pimento peppers. We use those in ramen a lot in our sauces. It's in the base of our brava sauce, which goes on our patatas bravas. And we use it in our pimento cheese, which is actually one of our 2 top sellers. So this is a very good pepper. It's sweet, comes in a can. It's already roasted, has lots of flavor. It adds a little bit of depth to anything you're doing here. All right.
And would you recommend any other sort of peppers if someone wanted to mix it up?
You can use green and red bells, yellows, mini sweet peppers. You can use hotter chilies such as Thai, serranos, habaneros, depending on your spice level, whatever you can handle. Normally, if this wasn't for you guys, there'd be a couple Scotch bonnets in there, but trying to make it crowd friendly. But, spice it up. We spice it up at Rama. Don't be afraid to, test your limits. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, this meat is looking nice. All right.
We're getting more of those smells out here, Chef.
Yeah, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Waft that bacon
That's what
your
we
way.
need, a fan behind the chefs, really.
We offer free smells like Jimmy John's, so come on by. All right. So you'll start to see that water sweat down from those vegetables. It's going to get that fond on the bottom of your pan. And that's just that charred bacon flavor, and that's just going to add so much depth and flavor to your dish here. So don't scrape your pan. Get some wine, some veg stock, deglaze that pan, save that flavor. Don't toss it. You'll regret that in the long run. Alrighty. Cool. So this meat's cooking up nice. I'm hungry. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah, you're enticing us out here.
I said I'm hungry. How about you guys? Come on, where we at here? Man, it's Saturday.
We need
Who's
some
got to work today?
energy.
Anybody at work? Nope. All right, let's turn it up then.
Let's go.
I got to work, so I'm trying to cheer me up here, y'all. Cool. All right, I got some minced garlic. You can use confit garlic. You can use black garlic here. I'm just going classic minced. Let's see, in a little bit. So that's about a tablespoon. We're going to cook that down. You want to just cook that rawness out of this garlic here. 2 to 3 minutes, I said, max. You can go longer. There's no wrong way to cook garlic here. Just don't burn it.
Now, when you said black garlic, for those who don't use that ingredient,
Yeah.
what is that? What does that mean?
Black garlic is essentially like it's slowly cooked caramelized garlic, and it turns this nice dark hue, and it gives a nice sweet taste to it. It has like this. I use umami a lot because some people are discovering new flavors. People are trying new things. Black garlic is like the perfect umami for any dish. We use it in our pesto. Actually, that's on a menu item right now. It's bucatini pasta, which is spaghetti. classic mushrooms, tarragon, miso, and black garlic, folded into our pesto with tarragon, citrus, parsley, super bomb. It's honestly our big seller. We almost sell out every day, so come on
Love
by and
that.
try that. All right, all right, all right. I got those veggies cooking down nice. Now I'm going to add these pimento peppers here. And let's say a little more than a little bit's probably about 1.5 cups. That's about my measurements there. Normally it's 1 lid full or 2 lids full. That's the fun about cooking. You know, have a little fun. You know, throw the recipe book out the way, write a new one. All right. When these peppers go in, I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste. Tomato paste is going to add some sweetness to it. And also add that deep, nice, dark color I'm looking for. You want to be able to cook this out. Tomato paste can sometimes have a raw kind of like taste to it, so you want to make sure you're cooking that out as well. Let that stew up. All righty. Who's made chili here before at home? Anybody raise their hands?
Got some hands.
All right, all
I
right,
love
all
it.
right, all right. Let's see. What do you guys use with chili? Let's pass that mic around. Let's see whose chili can match up to each other.
Oh,
Who's willing to share their recipe with chili? Anybody?
come on.
Right here at the
I'm
front?
coming up to you. Give me a second, because we all want to hear this.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
I want to hear all about the chilies.
Right now, too, I'm adding that palm oil. It heats up very good. It doesn't oxidize, and it also increases the shelf life of your dish. So I prefer to use this when I'm using like darker recipes like red, browns, things like that. So I'm gonna add about just a little bit more.
That looks like a lot of it, Chef.
Yeah, I like
All
the
right.
flavor.
Chili recipe. You ready?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So I work a lot of hours. So I throw all of this in a crock pot, and it's done in 8 hours. And basically, you throw in 2 chicken breasts, a can of black beans that you've rinsed. You add in ranch powder dressing, cumin, onion powder, and chili powder, and a can of Rotel with the lime flavor.
Okay.
And then I cook that all day on a low heat. Oh, you add in a cup of water so it doesn't
Okay.
get too. And then when I come home, I throw in frozen sweet petite corn and a thing of the Philadelphia cream cheese, and let it go for another 10 minutes till it all softens up. Then you stir it all up and peel apart your chicken, and I serve it with some homemade salsa and chips.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. You had me at ranch, to be honest. So.
There we go. And the crock pot,
Yeah,
lifesaver.
Okay, so I'm gonna take some of this meat off here, set it aside. I'll let you see some of those bits. I'm gonna cook a little more. We're not done here yet, folks. We're not done here. So you'll see just like a little bit of those dark bits on that meat. That's what you want. You want a nice sear, and that'll give you some texture throughout your chili here. So I'm gonna add a little bit of more beef, a little bit more pork.
And when you're cooking up beef for chili or anything, what is the leanness? Do you get kind of a fatty or?
Oh, I love the fat. I really honestly don't take any fat out. When we do our house-made burgers at in Rama, we break down brisket. We used to do 80-20, but it's all 100% fat to beef. We don't play around when it comes to flavor.
Love it.
But also, like, it gives you a nice sear. The more fat, the better. If you are trying to eat healthier, leaner meats, of course. Just find a fat replacement, such as like butter, oil, canola oil. Palm oil is a good replacement for fat. It's a little healthier. All right, all right. So we got this stew stuff down here looking good. I'm going to add some veg stock. This is simply just all our veg scraps that we have it in Rama. Celery, onion, fennel, bay leaves, peppercorns. We save all our scraps and make our house veg stock. You can use veg stock, chicken stock, beef stock, depending on any protein that you're using. Whatever is your own flavor here. Okay. So I'm going to add these beans here. This is my favorite part. I love beans. Anybody else here love beans?
Yeah.
All right. Who loves black-eyed peas? All right,
All
cool. We
right.
got some black-eyed peas in here. And it's your classic red kidney beans. You can buy the fresh, or you can buy the can. They work just as fine. So I'm going to add this whole thing of beans just about. Let's see. Let's give it a stir. And you're looking for consistency, too, when you're doing this. You want to be able to have just enough liquid where it cooks down and your ingredients aren't swimming, but they kind of hold on to that sauce. And a lot of these beans will release a lot of good starch that'll like thicken up that on the way. Alrighty. I'm gonna need a volunteer here shortly. Who wants to make a cornbread waffle?
Oh, hey.
Anybody? Thelonious?
Oh, we got a couple hands.
Everybody. This is Thelonious here. It's one of my best friends. He's my best man at my wedding. He
Oh,
shows up to everything. Give him a hand.
hey.
He's that guy.
You want him to come up stage, Chef?
Yeah, in a little bit.
All right.
I'll be calling for you in a little bit here, brother. All right, so now you've got this nice looking stew. Let me show you what we're looking like here. So this is what it looks like so far. So you got your vegetables, your beans, your bacon, your red. You see that red hue? That's all from the red there.
I don't know if
And
we have a
that's
shot
that
of it
nice
right now, but we'll get it about
Oh.
when it's on the stove.
Okay.
But
Let's
thank
see.
you, Chef.
All right, so lid on here. I'm going to crank this bad boy up. We're going to let that simmer down just a little bit while I let the rest of this meat finish. I'm going to add this meat here just for container purposes, just to get that stewing down.
Just let it hang out.
Let it hang out and marinate in flavor. So don't be afraid, in steps, add your meat in steps, as long as it's cooked. But if you're putting raw meat in, make sure you're cooking it a little bit longer.
Yep.
I'm sure you know that. Alrighty. Let's check on this cornbread here. All right, cool. So this cornbread is looking nice. So you're starting to see this like caramelization on top, those little brown bits. I don't know if we can.
If we can get a shot of that
All
there.
right, let's see. So it's starting to do what we want it to do, and it's cooked first of all. But it's looking nice,
There we
nice
go.
and settled. Nice little jiggle to it. And you want that thing to be nice and deep brown. I'm actually gonna move this oven up here. Should have did that earlier. Alrighty. Cool. Tight. Alrighty, folks. We are getting there.
I
Anybody
love
smell
it.
that? Are we still smelling that?
Oh, we are. We're
I gotta
still
keep wafting
getting
it?
the aromas,
All right, cool.
making everybody hungry.
This is pimento paprika. I'm gonna add this. Kind of forgot it earlier. Just a little bit of smokiness in here. You're just gonna, a few dashes. I'd say 10, 12 at the most. Yeah.
Did you say that was a smoked paprika?
Smoked paprika, yeah. So you can get that, I think online, or I've seen it in Asian grocery stores.
Yep.
But it's super tangy. It's sweeter than your classic like store-bought smoked paprika. But yeah, I use that in everything. It's pretty good. All right. So we got some more meat cooking down here.
And when it comes to the pans that you use, do you have a preference?
Yeah, I love cast iron or anything that's like a high heat temperature pan. The Dutch ovens or the cast irons are my preference. But any that's my preference, honestly. That's Southern cooking is cast irons. And it always gives a nice sear. They're non-stick. You can do eggs in them. I've done pancakes. I've done pie. Let's see. You can bake cornbread in, like I said. You can even make the chili in one of these. You can do hamburgers. Perfect for steaks. So those are my go-to.
I love it. And we have another question. I'm coming up.
Hi, Chef. What got you into cooking?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. So I've always been cooking my whole life. I was the youngest of the three brothers, so I had to stay home. I didn't have to stay home, but I could have went to daycare, but I stayed home with my grandma, and I was just under her all day. Like little me was like this with her, just smelling, tasting, trying, and it was always there for me. I got into sports and kind of like cooked every so often, but after college, I had to make a business decision, go find an office job or do something that I truly love. So I got a job at UW. Actually, Thelonious got me that job at
Shout out.
UW. Shout out to Thelonious again. But yeah, I got a job working at UW, and I was a student chef there. There was a lot of room for me to hop, kind of anywhere on the line, saute, grill. They let me run the window on a slow, nice call-out ticket. So that kind of sparked, like my cooking love was like, hey, I can really do this in a professional setting. Let's see where I can do it. So I latched onto it, and then everything that my grandma taught me and everything I was in the back of my mind kind of just start coming forward, and then I just let it flow. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm fueling off that and using that as like, my energy, my heart, my recipes. So yeah, my grandma's a big influence. Actually, today is her birthday, her heavenly birthday, which is a blessing. So this recipe is for you, Grandma.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Yeah. All right, this meat's almost done here. See how this chili's looking. Nice. You want to see those pockets of like bubbles? That's how you know it's getting nice and good.
It's doing its thing.
Good. Let me do a little quality control test here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Faux show. Okay, we need a little more salt and pepper here.
The faux show is a stamp of approval,
Faux
guys.
show.
Faux show.
Don't be afraid to, season a little if you're, on a new recipe. And then come back. That's a little more than little. But always season the taste, season as you go. Flavors do change as things cook down, so be cautious with that. You can always add, you can never take out.
And nobody wants a bland chili.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? All right. Alrighty.
Getting there?
I think
Feeling
we need
good?
a little more cumin, so we'll go a teaspoon or more. A little more oregano. I like herbs in my cooking. That's like the very, 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 very most important thing is herbs in your cooking.
And when you're cooking like a stew or a chili, you recommend dried herbs rather than fresh?
If you can get fresh, so be it. If you can get dry, so be it. It'll come out the same. Some people prefer if your palate's like super like up there and you just want the fresh, whatever your preference is, cook comfortable. And don't ever let anybody's cooking intimidate you. Do your own thing. But yeah, fresh herbs are expensive, so I go with the dried.
Fair. And then, you keep them around longer.
I've left some salad in the bottom of the fridge and forget about it, and I'm not going to do that to herbs. So there are ways to preserve your herbs at home. So if you have, your Ziploc bag, paper towel, take your herbs, fold it in like a damp towel, wrap it up nice and tight. The herbs will last maybe about a week longer. But if you're, you work and you forget, it'll give you a couple days. Other than that, I'd just go dry herbs. You can keep in your cabinet. Alrighty, I'm gonna take a peek at this cornbread.
And for those who missed that, are you seasoning your meat with all the same things that you're tossing into the
Yeah. So
pot
I'll do a
there?
little here, a little there. So it's oregano, cumin, salt, pepper, paprika. Super simple. You can add cayenne. I've seen cayenne. You can add brown sugar. You can add ancho chili powder. Whatever floats your boat for your palette of chili. Ooh. Alrighty. Cool. We're looking good, you guys. How you guys feeling?
There we go.
That is
See, it
so
took a few
weak.
times.
Come
It's
on.
getting better, though, Chef.
How are you guys feeling? Stay with me. Stay with me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to clean up a little bit here. All right, Theo. Waffle time.
Let's go. Assistants coming up to the stage.
Okay. Blowing this, everybody.
Hello.
There's some gloves. Oh, here, gloves here. Gloves, sir.
Got a glove
So,
up.
I like to, buy little trinkets like this. This little waffle maker. I think I got it at Target for like $8. It's perfect when you're making brunch for your loved one, making brunch for a small crowd. It's quick, it's easy, and I like waffles. So cornbread waffle seems fit, and that's what we're gonna go with. And this would be a dish of the version if I were to do it at in Rama. I would take the original concept and then I would make it my own, make it smaller, make it like more presentable. A lot of people are eating with their eyes nowadays. So us as chefs, we're challenged to kind of up our plating game, up our presentation. We know you guys love your pictures, your Instagram, your reels, things like that. So we're trying to, give you some sauce. So I'll get you a nice little Pinterest little app here. All right, let's rest that meat in there.
You get up close and personal up there.
Yeah. You smell that, man? All right, it's a hot pan, man. Watch out. All right, Theo. So you're going to take this pan spray here. Always pan spray your waffle iron. This is yours. This cup is yours. I want you to ladle, spray first. Ladle a little bit in that little cute little waffle iron. Yeah. Keep it right there.
That little cutie.
Yeah. And that's for you. All righty. Thank you. Everybody give Theo a round of applause.
Ow.
So helpful.
Pay no mind to the waffle iron over the other side. That's where the plug-in is, guys.
Yeah. I forgot an extension cord. Something told me to get it this morning, and I still forgot it. So we're here. Alrighty. This chili is smelling, looking like $1,000,000. Yeah. Or just ladle just enough till it's not like overflowing. I'll watch you.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit, brother. Just a wee bit. We're going to get in his ear and make him nervous.
The chili's sitting there. It's bubbling. It's doing its thing. It's looking fresh. All right. Volunteer work is hard, guys. We're all watching.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Alrighty, alrighty.
That's a little cutie there, too, Chef.
It is, it is. I have a pancake one, a Mickey Mouse one. I found that at the Goodwill. You can find those a lot. I don't know, for some reason people don't like Mickey Mouse, or I know Disney has a little bit of a dark history, but that's cool.
He had his time, you know?
Yeah. You got to stay and watch that waffle. You burn it, you got to make another one. All right, let's pray Theo doesn't burn this waffle, you guys. He has one opportunity to impress you.
Send the vibes. Send the vibes.
So let it go. That light should go on and off, but you can peek in a second. The thing
Like
about that, it cooks quick.
Standby.
Don't overfill it because it won't cook through, so use a little bit and then it'll puff up. That baking soda, that baking powder, that'll allow that waffle to rise and give you that kind of texture. We're going to let that stew. Yeah. All righty, guys. We're almost there, I promise you. I've got some tasters, too. Is everybody ready to eat some chili?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Cool,
It's all about asking the right question there, Chef.
Yeah. Hopefully this is the first meal of the day, and that sets your mood off to the good day. Like I said, fresh herbs, so I'm choosing parsley. You can use cilantro. I've seen people use fennel. Parsley is just like very classic and gives a nice freshness to any dish. So I'm going to take it, stems and all, give it a nice rough chop. Doesn't have to be perfect unless, you know, you're an old 60s French chef. I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. Alrighty. This lid is hot.
And we are
Alrighty.
getting all the colors and
Yeah,
flavors.
I love colors in my food. Like, if you've seen any of my pastas and in Rama, they're like out the ordinary. There's nothing normal that I do there. So just forewarning, you're in for an adventure. I've got an orange noodle that's flavored with the chote that goes with the chorizo mac.
Nice.
Sweet potatoes and mustard seeds. Then I've got a fennel noodle. It's a classic egg noodle infused with fennel. I've done waffles done. Let's
Chef,
see.
we have a question here.
Question. A little more.
Chef,
Yeah.
you have an exceptional stage presence.
Thank you.
Get your own show.
I'm trying. Should I practice for my intro? Hold on. No. I'm working on a catchphrase. You know, every year, me and Jackie, we always say one phrase, and I'm like, is that it? So, I
You
think
haven't uttered the one from Thursday, so
What
I don't
was
know
it?
if
It
that
was
was it.
yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Hold on. Yeah, baby.
There it is.
I don't know. It's not hitting the soul.
We're
I don't
just,
know.
you know,
Grandma,
when you
speak to me.
find it, you're going to find it.
Yeah. So here, I'll let my chili cook for hours upon end if I had the time. So here we've got an hour. We're going to do this in 45. It's going to taste the same. But if you want to, you can put it in a slow cooker. You can put it on low, walk away from it, go watch your show, pause it, come back, check on it. Just make sure you're stirring. The tomatoes or the peppers, I would say, have a lot of sweetness, and that sugar can allow that bottom to burn. So you want to make sure you're getting that flavor mix and nothing sitting at the bottom. You're going to get like a nice, not a nice, but it'll be a bitter taste. If you get something burnt, you stir it, then it's going to ruin your stew. So you want to make sure you've got an eye on it always. Always.
And let's say if someone wanted to make it ahead of time, does it stay in the fridge or the
Yeah.
freezer for a bit?
This will last for about a week and a half. You can freeze it, store it, pull it out. With the red actually gives it a longer shelf life, like I was saying. So this will probably be a 2-week shelf life on that. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't last that long, especially if you're cooking for family or you got kids or you're meal prepping, you're packing lunch. This thing can go by. You can throw an egg on it. Doesn't have to be eaten with cornbread. You can eat it with bread, toast. It can go good by itself. But yeah, it holds on its own. All right.
How's your waffle looking over there?
Yeah,
I
how's
see
that
you.
waffle looking, Theo? I
see
told
you
him just a little
hovering.
bit more. All right, bring that waffle over here, man. Let's see. Oh, baby.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh. All right, let's see. All right.
Yeah, have
We
a
got
plate
nice-
or anything. Gotta just
nice
bring the
little
whole
waffle.
thing over.
All right, we'll do one more, huh? It's flat, but we're gonna stack it and we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it do what it do. But don't forget, I got this cute little. Oh yeah.
Got our skillet cornbread.
Yeah. Let's check and see if this is done. All right. So a good test for your cornbread: toothpick, fork, skinny knife. If it comes out clean, cornbread is done. That cornbread is perfect.
Yes.
Alrighty. 2 options here. And as always, a little bit of butter
Just a little.
and a little bit of honey. I love honey on my cornbread. It's like the binder that just sets it all off. We're just gonna drizzle that. Don't be scared to get up in there.
And do you have a preference on honey? Do you have a favorite honey vendor or honey type?
This is just classic clover honey, but anything organic, anything local, but just classic honey is fine for me. I'm not too picky on that. Honey's honey. Some I think wildflower honey, elderflower honey is a little bit more bitter. This is more on the sweet side. Alrighty. Okay. This stew is about done here. It tastes great. I'm going to turn this down, and we are going to plate up here. Let me just clean my station.
See that
Alrighty,
tender
guys.
love we're giving the waffle iron over there.
Yeah.
Just sweet little close it all soft.
One more
I like
round for
it.
Theo here, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So I like to take that, and I make sure that butter gets on there. And then I'm going to share the love to this here sad waffle.
Spread
we got
around a
here.
little bit.
All right, so I'm going to nestle just a little bit of room in here to stick that cornbread in there. This is going to be our vessel. We'll just flatten that thing out there. All righty.
It's nothing like any kind of bread vessel.
All righty.
It's the best vessel.
So I'll take a scoop of chili. Make sure you get a nice helping of that. Oh, yeah. Get some of that juice. Oh, baby. There we go. All righty. And that is going to be one version of cornbread.
See if we can get a shot of the
Yeah,
chili
yeah.
on the cornbread. Looking all cute there.
Yeah. I like pickles. Anybody like pickles here? Love
Yes.
vinegar? Yeah. Okay, so we've got pickled onions. We use these in Rama. We pretty much have a lot of pickles on the menu. So I'm going to take some of this. This is going to cut to some of that richness, but it's also going to give you a nice little bit of bite. A little bit of vinegar. Vinegar goes a long way when you're cooking with dishes that are very savory, very rich. It'll help you enjoy the meal better. So that's cornbread, chili, and pickled onions here.
Let's give it up for that.
Yeah. All right. How's that waffle? Just started? All right, let's get some questions here.
Questions. Don't be shy, guys. I got a microphone. Makes the question that much better. I'm coming around to you. I like a nice full room, and then I got to kind of Tetris my way in to get to you guys.
I've
I
got
have a
some cornbread
question
here
for
for
the
you guys
chef.
too. This is what we call TV magic. You ever wonder how Rachel Ray is done in 15 minutes? You're like, what the hell? She makes it ahead of time, you guys.
Chef,
And
I have
then-
a question. Have you ever made hash browns in a waffle iron?
Oh yeah, you can
My
use a waffle iron
children-
for anything.
My mother used to make them, and my children loved them because you
Oh.
could pick them up with your hands.
Yeah. I use
do
it
it
for
right there.
hash browns, cinnamon rolls. You can do cookies. Yeah, I mean it's a heat source. You can use it for just about anything. I haven't tried. I've seen an omelet version of something, but you got to have a flatter kind of waffle iron thing. But you can experiment and see what you can do. And if you find something new, let me know. And then we'll start making some new things. Okay. All right, we're waiting on the waffle for another final presentation. Other than that, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this set. Come see me at Rama, Tuesday through Saturday. Yeah, come say hi. Come say you're here.
Chef, what's your favorite dish right now at the restaurant?
Favorite dish at the restaurant would be, oh man, I said something different Thursday. Let me sell another dish. It's my mac and cheese. So I'll probably get bashed in some communities for not having a classic mac and cheese, but this is my adventurous version. It's a sweet potato, mascarpone, Gruyere cheese sauce, house-made red chorizo, a orange achiote infused noodle, maple pickled mustard seeds, queso fresco, and a little bit of microgreens on top. Micro cilantro to be exact. That's my number one seller. It was my first dish, actually, that I put on the menu when I came back to Rama in February. So I'm pretty proud of that one. I don't think I'll take it off the menu for a while because I got some backlash from some customers saying, where was that for a few months? So it's there. It's going to stay. Come try it. It's very delicious. It can also be made vegetarian as well.
I love that. For those who don't know, Chef Jacob was at Rama. Then he went to Seattle. I have some feelings about that, but now he's back.
Yeah.
He's back to Tacoma.
Seattle's a different beast. I think we covered this question Thursday. It was more of, does Seattle have anything on Tacoma? And the answer is no. Yeah.
There we go.
We prefer, quality over quantity here. In the few restaurants in Tacoma, we're doing stuff right. Seattle can have a million restaurants, but they can't match what we're doing. So
That's right.
Yeah, I back that any day. So quote me here, quote me there. Waffle?
So you guys have
Let's see it.
amazing
Bring it over.
food, but you also have amazing cocktails. What's your favorite cocktail at Rama right now?
Ooh, favorite cocktail. Manny, get up here.
Manny's watching.
No,
Here,
I'm
wait.
joking.
Manny, I'll come over to Manny right now. He might be like, this is what you need to drink.
Anything that Manny makes is a great cocktail.
It's true. The
I think we
worst
got
question you can
our
ask a
house-made
bartender.
Pimm's. Yeah, Manny, can you walk us through one of your new cocktails, please?
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had a Pimm's cup? Or do you guys know what Pimm's number 1 is? So it's the official cocktail of the Wimbledon tennis tournament, and more than 80,000 pints of a Pimm's cup are sold at that tournament every year. So Pimm's is out of stock until the end of the year. So I reverse engineered this liqueur. So we're making it from scratch. We cook it down to 10% of its original volume, and then reconstitute it back to 100% with medium dry sherry. And then we add our house-made ginger beer, a little bit of soda water, and it's incredibly, it's low ABV. It's super refreshing. It gives you fall vibes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's the newest cocktail that went on the menu.
Yeah.
Chef is partial to one of our OG cocktails, our old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's my fave.
It's really good bourbon, rich syrup, and house-made saffron and cardamom bitters.
Yeah.
So,
That's bomb.
yeah.
Get some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Any other questions for Chef? Oh, we got a hand in the back. I'm coming.
Okay, while we're getting to that question, so I love cheese on chili. I don't know about you guys. This is Manchego cheese. It's Spanish cheese. Very funky, very delicious. I'm just going to give this a little cascade of cheese here, and then we're going to finish this dish off.
Cascaded cheese.
Cascaded
Okay, one more
cheese.
question here.
Thursday I had a cascade. I did mac and cheese, had a cascade of cheese as well. So,
Hey, Chef. The question I have for you is, what's another nice dish we can try with the red, the palm oil?
yeah, I would actually try to use make red. It's a black-eyed pea dish. You can make it with a salted fish, or you can make it vegan. You just take out the salted goods. I add a mushroom seasoning to kind of give it a nice big depth of flavor. And you can up the vegetables in there, but it's just a classic bean dish. Onions, garlic, ginger, red peppers, and tomatoes. Very classic, very simple. It almost eats like chili, but it's definitely more warm. It has a bit more depth to it because the red is like the star of that dish. So I would definitely start there. You can fry black-eyed pea fritters in there. In Brazil, they call them acarajé. It's a black-eyed pea fritter, black-eyed pea fritter that you fry in the dende oil. This also has a high scorching temperature, so you're able to fry without burning, and it gives that nice dark red hue to your the outside dough, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
Love it. So we have 2 finished dishes up here,
Two
right?
finished dishes, yeah. So we got
get
a waffle,
shot of those.
Theo's waffle, and then some cornbread, and then I have some tasters for you guys too. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Chef?
come see me in Rama.
There we go. Let's give it
Yeah.
up for Chef Jacob, guys, at Rama.
Thank you.
Thank you again to our sponsors. No throwing elbows. Line up, and Chef will hook you up with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
samples, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Theo.